You live on Roosevelt Island. Perhaps there's something in the water there.
Yeah, because you were born during the Great Depression, during the Harlem Renaissance, and I just think about some of the music that was going in our country. Louis Armstrong, Ellington.
Hazel Scott.
Hazel Scott was swinging the classics.
Thomas Dorsey.
They were my neighbors.
Thomas Dorsey was
Mahalia Jackson.
Thomas Dorsey and Mahalia were doing gospel music. They were just starting up gospel music. Florence Price, William Grant Still had just written symphonies around that time.
Well, it was a wonderful neighborhood in which I grew up. It was called Sugar Hill on Edgecombe Avenue, and we had when any black performer came to New York, they would usually stay with families on Sugar Hill because none of the hotels in New York would allow blacks to reside. They only had one hotel, the Teresa Hotel on 25th Street, but most of them preferred to stay with family or friends. And it was an environment that was segregated, yes, but it was a segregation that allowed seeds to be planted and blossoms to occur that could not have occurred in any other environment. My next door neighbor was Sonny Rollins. Down the block was Faith Ringgold. Whenever Paul Robeson came to town, he would stay at 409 Edgecombe. I lived in 375. And I had a wonderful, wonderful piano teacher, Irene Chesman, who nurtured this love for the arts in the community. My parents never paid one penny for any music lesson that I ever had, and that was thanks to the generosity of people like Irene Chesman. When I was first taken to my first piano lesson, at first she said that my mother was crazy, thinking that I'd ever become a pianist. Hey, look at his hands. Well, as it happened, I was 6 years old, and when I was 3, I had an accident in the apartment, imitating the fact that summonses were being placed under the doors and people were being evicted in the apartment. I was playing in the apartment and putting little pieces of paper underneath all the doors in our apartment, and I put one under the bathroom door when a roomer, again, you rented rooms there so you could pay the rent, and the roomer who we had there was going to the bathroom getting ready to go to work, and he didn't see me and closed the door on my finger. I was taken immediately to a neighborhood hospital, but this hospital was not one, it was a private white hospital, and they did not really give me the best care. And as it happened, the gangrene set in the top of the first joint, and as it was, since I was 3 years old, I've been missing the half of the first joint of my fourth finger. And so that when Miss Chesman saw that, she says, "You're crazy, he'll never play the piano." But I'm stubborn. I'd been playing my sister's piano lessons whenever I heard them, and so I said, okay. I went and I played it for her, and she says, okay. And when she started teaching me, I entered a competition, and 6 months later, as a winner, played in Carnegie Hall. That's how come I played at Carnegie Hall when I was 6. But when they took the picture, you look on my website and you'll see me with the picture. I saw that they were taking, the cameramen were down in the audience, and I said, uh-oh. And you'll look at the picture and you'll see I'm holding my hands like this. And my thought then, as a 6-year-old, was, I'd better cover up my fourth finger, because otherwise they'll take the award away from me. So that I learned early on that a handicap is not necessarily a hindrance to growth or progress or success, but sometimes can spur you on to do things that the world or even yourself do not believe that you can. And that my mother, brilliant woman, she taught me that, and I've sort of tried to use that as my lifetime mantra, that it's not a stumbling block, it's a stepping stone. Yeah.